Joe Fixit Hulk humiliated Kingpin in issue 1 of the series, so let's see what happens next. What's up, my comic comrades? Peter David's Joe Fixit Hulk series got off to a great start in issue 1, and it really felt like the classic 90s Hulk comics that were always fun reads. The story kicked off with a feud between Kingpin and Joe Fixit, with Spider-Man caught in the middle. So we're gonna jump into issues 2 and 3 and see what happens next. If you didn't get a chance to watch our episode on issue 1 for this series, you could do that right here. Otherwise, issue 2 opens up with Kingpin at some warehouse talking to one of the scientists he has for hire, asking about a neurotoxin that he's been having the scientist develop. The man tells Kingpin we continue to have the same issue. Spider-Man's mask still provides him with a measure of protection. We're not yet assured that the neurotoxin will be able to thoroughly penetrate the covering of the mask. Kingpin says no, we're not talking about a masked opponent. Someone else is presenting himself in opposition to us. He goes by the name Mr. Fixit. So clearly Kingpin is going to use said neurotoxin against Mr. Fixit. We are then taken to Vegas, where we see Spider-Man coming out of an elevator wearing a baseball cap and a jersey, talking to Mary Jane on the phone, telling her, "It's insane, MJ. I swear the Hulk is working here. I think he's like a leg breaker or something. I'm totally serious." You see, in the last issue, Joe Fixit and the owner of the casino put Spider-Man in their luxury suite for helping defeat Kingpin. Anyway, as Spider-Man walks off the elevator, we see him greeted by a woman in front of Joe's hotel suite saying, "Hi, are you a friend of Joe's?" Spider-Man says, "Yeah, absolutely. We're pals." She replies, "Well then come right in." When he walks inside, he sees Joe Fixit lounging on the couch with girls all over him and all over his suite, while he says to Spider-Man, "Spidey, make yourself comfortable on anything or anyone," clearly offering Spider-Man a good time with any lady there he chooses. Spider-Man then tells MJ, "I gotta go," as he tells Joe Fixit, "Sorry, this just isn't my speed so much." Fixit replies, "Why not? You're young, right? Do you like girls? If not, we can accommodate whichever way you swing." No pun intended. "What, are you married? Remember, what happens in Vegas stays here." Spider-Man replies, "It's just a little more complicated than that." "So you invited me to come here before I hit the casino?" Fixit says, "Yeah, for a good time." As Spider-Man says to himself, "Man, what was I thinking coming up here?" He then leaves saying to himself, "I'll grab the stairs rather than the elevator. In fact, it's better exercise for me." Look at that, Spider-Man being a stand-up guy, not cheating on MJ. Good for you, buddy. We are then taken to Kingpin, where we see him testing this neurotoxin, shooting it out of his cane, as we see it's some kind of mind control toxin that makes people act out in rage. After that, we're brought back to Las Vegas, where we see Parker standing outside of a casino as a limo pulls right in front of him, as he sees it's none other than the Kingpin walking out, so he starts grilling Kingpin, who asks, "What are you staring at?" Peter says, "You got a cut right here." Kingpin replies, "So I do. It appears I got sloppy during a workout." "Thank you for pointing that out." Peter says, "No problem." Kingpin then asks, "Do you know who I am?" He says, "You're Wilson Fisk. I've seen you on the news." Fisk says, "Are you afraid of me?" Parker tells him, "No, we're out in public. What would you do?" Kingpin then acts like he's gonna punch Peter, but Peter doesn't flinch, with Kingpin impressed by saying, "You're brave, lad. You remind me of my son. Here, enjoy yourself," as he gives Peter a $100 bill, which Peter just throws on the floor, saying, "Yeah, this is gonna be fun. The Hulk is gonna lay him out if he starts any trouble," which he undoubtedly knows. What's he got up his sleeve? He's planning something, and I'll bet the Hulk doesn't know that, because he doesn't know the Kingpin the way I do, as he follows him inside. Meanwhile, we see Joe Fixit watching Wilson Fisk via the surveillance camera as he's getting dressed, and the woman he's with asks, "Where are you going?" He says, "To knock down the Kingpin." We then see Fixit join Kingpin at a gambling table that Peter's watching, saying, "Great, whatever he's planning, the Hulk just walked right into it." Kingpin asks Mr. Fixit, "So how much is Berengetti paying you?" "Whatever it is, I'll double it." Fixit says, "You're trying to hire me away?" He replies, "Yes." At this point, Fixit is handed a drink, which he throws in Kingpin's face, but he wipes it away and says, "I'll take that as a no." "All right then, plan B." Fixit asks, "And what is plan B exactly?" Kingpin smiles and says, "You work for me anyway." Hulk asks, "And how were you gonna do that?" as he asks for another drink to throw in Kingpin's face. Kingpin then just smirks and shoots the neurotoxin from his cane in the Hulk's face, with Peter's spider sense going off, saying, "Oh no." With Mr. Fixit now infected, Kingpin put his hand on his shoulder, saying, "Destroy this place, then kill Michael Berengetti." Hulk, infected with the neurotoxin, has no choice but to listen to Kingpin's commands as he starts destroying the casino Hulk style. Peter then goes to the men's room and changes into a Spider-Man costume, saying, "I gotta try to recover whatever's left of his mind." He then runs into Kingpin, saying, "Perfect." Kingpin says, "You," as he tries to punch Spider-Man, but Spider-Man hits Kingpin with an uppercut, knocking him to the floor. Spider-Man then goes after Fixit, saying, "Chill," trying to web and contain him, saying, "Fixit, whatever he did to you, you gotta shake it off." At this point, Berengetti comes out saying, "Joe, the hell's going on?" But Fixit just tries to kill him because of the order given by Kingpin. But luckily for Berengetti, he's saved by Spider-Man pulling him away with a web line. Spider-Man then tells Berengeti to get out of here, and at first he's like, no. But when Fixit throws a table at him, he says, yeah, I'm going. Spidey then charges Fixit again, saying, Joe, you gotta pull yourself together, and there's only one way I know to get your attention, as he starts fighting Joe, punching him several times, but he just grabs Spider-Man and throws him into the ground, holding him there, saying, bad news, you got it. And with that, we jump into issue 3. Issue 3 starts off in the past in New York City as we see Peter Parker in sunglasses come sit next to Bruce Banner, who's having a cup of coffee at a diner. Parker says, I hope you're having decaf. Don't want to get too jittery, do you, Dr. Banner? Banner basically is like, what? Do I know you? Parker says, you're Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk. At which point Banner says, I'm not looking for any trouble. Parker says, neither am I, but then Banner sees Absorbing Man walk into the diner and sit between them. At this point, Parker takes off his sunglasses and pulls down his Spider-Man mask, saying, Crusher Creel, right? The Absorbing Man. He says, who wants to know? Parker says, Spider-Man, we've met a few times. Absorbing Man stands up as Spider-Man replies, I heard you boasting last night you were gonna hit the banks across the street. I've got ears everywhere. Absorbing Man tells him, oh, you thought you were gonna stop me all by yourself? Spidey says, well, that was the plan, but I've moved on to plan B. As we see Banner has gone full Hulk mode, grabbing Absorbing Man's wrecking ball, saying, walk away or Hulk smash. So of course Absorbing Man does, because Hulk. At this point, Spidey and Hulk talk for a bit as Hulk tells Spider-Man, I don't smash things for no reason. Hulk's enemies do things for no reason all the time. Attack for no reason. Send tanks for no reason. Won't leave Hulk alone for no reason. Makes Hulk so angry. At this point, a waitress puts down a stack of pancakes and bacon for the Hulk for him to eat. But as soon as he sits down, a SWAT team comes in shooting the Hulk in the diner, at which point Spider-Man is like, he's just eating breakfast. Leave him alone. Put the guns down. Stop shooting. This obviously causes Hulk to retaliate, jumping out of the building, saying Hulk smash, throwing a car through the diner, with Spider-Man laying on the floor next to the car saying, why? And this brings us back to where issue 2 left off, where we see Joe Fixit is still attacking Spider-Man. Fixit eventually picked up a table over his head and is about to smash it on top of Spider-Man, but Spider-Man says, stop. Bruce, pull yourself together. Fixit says, shut up, get out, shut up, I said, as we see Banner's consciousness calling to Fixit, trying to get the Hulk to stop. Saying, what are you doing? Where are you? Why are you destroying everything? We are then taken into Fixit or Banner's consciousness, where we see Banner arguing with Fixit, saying, what are you dressed in? A suit? Who is this identity you created? Fixit says, it's better than anything you gave me, and get out of my head, Banner. Banner replies, why don't you get out? I've never wanted you in my mind, in my life. You're the intruder. Fixit then says, you don't know anything, do you, Banner? You think I was what? Created by the Gamma Bomb? Then why doesn't She-Hulk have a monstrous side? Or the leader? I was always inside of you, Banner. I'm how you survived to adulthood, how you coped with your father. Your personality splintered decades before I showed up, so how about you say thank you? Banner just spits in Joe's face, saying, kill me, come on, you know you always wanted to. So Fixit obliges, snapping his neck, as we see outside of his mind, he's jumped through the ceiling of the casino with Spider-Man just looking through the hole, saying, okay. He then web swings away as he says, let's see if I can find out what the hell is going on. Meanwhile, we see Kingpin meeting with the scientist to make the mind control powder he dosed Hulk with stronger. The scientist says, I can up the potency for the formula, as Kingpin says, see that you do. Once Kingpin leaves, Spider-Man arrives and threatens the scientist, saying, you made this powder, but the million-dollar question is there a cure? The scientist answers, no, I had no reason to make one, with Spider-Man lifting him up by the shirt collar, saying, wrong answer. We then go back to Fixit or Banner's mind, where we see Fixit looking at Banner's dead body, eventually standing up and saying, fine, Banner, wake up. As we see in reality, Joe Fixit turns back into Banner as he's free-falling back to the ground. And with that, issue 3 comes to an end. Plain and simple, this series is brilliant. It's a fun read with a straightforward and action-packed story that's compelling. It's absolutely taking me back to those classic Marvel stories that I grew up on, and I love it. What I'm saying is, you need to be reading this series for yourself. But as always, let us know what your thoughts are on the Joe Fixit series down in the comments. And that's gonna bring today's episode to a close, but if you like this episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel grow. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.